Mike, you're 30 over. I think it's the loudest I ever heard you. Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, you're almost 40.
All right, we got Rick, Mike, Harry. I heard all you guys. All you guys sounding good. Rick, you're 20 over. Harry, you're booming in. I didn't even look. But you're always booming in. Because we're technically ham radio neighbors, even though, what are we, like 75 miles apart about?
Yeah, we're certainly not the access for sure.
Yeah, you're about 75 miles from my QTA.
Yeah, you're 30 over also. All right, everyone's booming in. Well, hope you guys had a beautiful day. It was gorgeous out. I went to work. Just smoked a cigar, and now we're going to do a little radio time.
I wish I could smoke a cigar again.
You have any cognac?
No cognac tonight. Just a Palencia cigar. That's it. Kids are in the pool. I sat out there, finished my cigar, finished it a little early so I could get down here and spend some time with you fine gentlemen. Mike, that was some video, man. Some video. It's, everything they're saying is so compelling, and it's kind of obvious. And I've always thought that about the architecture. Like, not only about when they say it was built, but why they're not continuing to build that way. It's all crap now.
Well, look at some of the churches, and look at how big the doors are on.
Yeah. You know why they need doors that big? Because who's ever walking through them were that big.
Look at the way they're trying to rebuild Notre Dame Cathedral.
Almost like they need that extra little door there, like you have on big garage doors.
Right. Exactly. Very, very compelling stuff. Yeah, keep sending that stuff.
Look at the way they're...
And what's the bullshit that they spoon-fed us? This wasn't in the movie. I'm just... the bullshit that they spoon-fed us. So we got to knock these old buildings down. They're energy inefficient. How did they heat them back then?
Yeah, energy inefficient. Or structurally unsound. Where they're more structurally sound than half the crap being built now.
And the bit on the pipe organs, man, if that's not true, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh, I don't know. If it's from you, Mike, I don't know.
You go ahead, Rick. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, look at the way they're trying to rebuild Notre Dame Cathedral.
That's the New World Order crowd. Watch the video I sent you.
Oh, God. I don't even want to get into that. Hey, Mike, do you hear anything from KX2V? Joe, I miss him. I really do. But I know he dropped out of the hobby. But do you still hear anything from him?
What's up, Steve? Steven, how you doing, buddy?
No, I don't. I just emailed him, so let's see if he responds. But nobody's able to contact him. He went deep underground.
Yeah, I think so too, Mike. I agree. Yeah, I sent him something as well via email. I think, it was email. He was trying to sell some equipment online, and he just reposted. His Alpha 9500. Not that I responded to that, but that was the last thing I saw from him. I brought up yesterday, but it's too bad he dropped out of the hobby. He had 3844. With that thing that you sent me or somebody else sent me from that SWL Phil, and KX2V was there, you, me, Joe, a whole bunch of people. That was interesting.
Yeah, Phil, we trigger Phil. He's one of those fairies from Colorado. He can't muster a signal, so he does shit like that.
Well, that guy poses. I don't know anything about the guy, and I got that. I got that today. He appears to be an SWL, you know, and that's it. So he comments on what we said 4 years ago, and I was listening to that stuff, Mike, and I said, "Oh my, OMG, OMG," you know. Funny. Yeah, we were saying that, but it was true. Unfortunately, we lost, but, you know, all that stuff was the veritable truth, and then we had these pricks that were interfering with us. That was a really good time. I really missed that, Mike.
You know, that guy's a ham. He's a triggered faggot ham.
Yeah, you know, I thought that he probably was a ham, even though he proclaims to be an SWL. But why would he have that much interest as an SWL? You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's one of the Namala boys, and we talk about them, so we trigger those people. That's a good thing. I'm providing a valuable public service. I live in Eddie Fudd's tiny little brain, rent free.
Well, it never ceases to amaze me that these people reincarnate and regurgitate the archives from, 4 or more years ago. You know, when Trump was running against Biden, and they were trying to bring up all sorts of crap, and yeah, it's really interesting. It just shows how desperate they were. Over.
Oh, they're still desperate. Check your email. Watch those clips that Harry sent about Fauci.
I watched the whole thing today.
The Fauci thing, there were 4 clips there.
I had the hearing on live at work. Oh, Marjorie Taylor Greene ripped him a new one, man. It was great to watch.
Yeah,
that's my girl. There's a real American patriot. She don't give a shit who it is or what they are. She calls them out.
Yeah, it was. You gotta just YouTube it, Mike. It's 7 minutes of her destroying him. KB2 UKA.
WX.
Yeah, that's the link Harry sent. I really enjoyed it. I mean, it was well done. She even triggered the faggots in the house.
Mr. Fauci, and then she closes. We should charge you with crimes against humanity, Dr. Fauci.
That was great. Oh, absolutely. You see what Kim.com posted? You know who he is?
No, I didn't see.
You know who Kim.com?
I'm sure I'm sure I've seen his Twitter or whatever, but no, I don't know.
He's the guy that used to run Mega. Remember Mega down?
Yes, that I've heard of.
Yeah, that's him. What he posted is Fauci has murdered more people than the Jews in the Holocaust. Man, is that going to trigger a lot of people.
Yeah, that'll get people going.
Yeah, it's effective. It's impressive. I agree, and I know he's guilty, but it's not going to have any consequence.
No, it won't. It won't, especially when you got that woman, that Democrat right after Marjorie Taylor Greene. Did you hear her? She goes, point of order. And they're like, okay, the gentle lady is acknowledged. What's your point of order? She's like, I just want to say that Dr. Fauci said he never used his personal email. He never said he didn't use email. That's the best she could come up with after Marjorie Taylor Greene ripped him.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly what Hillary Clinton did. She didn't use the government email system, so the FOIA request wouldn't expose our emails. You get it?
Yeah, have ended up being unadulterated and unindicted, and they slip through the cracks. And this is the way it's going to continue to be because that's the way the system is, gentlemen.
I will say, did you all notice that he didn't look he looked a little worn down today before it even started. When he got to the chair, he didn't look his jovial, smug self. So maybe there is a hammer coming down. Listen, they want to prosecute former presidents through BS state crimes, because remember, it's not federal. That means any red state could bring charges against Fauci now if they want to. They're going to get what and that's why the Supreme Court's going to eventually step in. Not because of Trump, because you can't have them all getting prosecuted.
No. That's going to be a Nuremberg thing. This is a global thing.
Well, it's got to be some type, like a military court?
The Nuremberg trials, you don't remember those?
Yeah, I studied those.
Yeah, it was an international thing, right?
Yeah, and they had their little translating headphones.
Yeah, but the international things are all tainted, and they're all based in Europe, and they're all fascist, liberal, think tank bullshit artists.
Times are changing, Rick. That's what the movie you're watching is all about.
Mike, how many countries were represented by the judges? Do you remember?
Oh, what, in Nuremberg?
Oh, let me bring it up. Oh, baby. Am I there, baby? Have I hit the G spot?
Yep, right there, Rick. You got the spot. Yeah, Nuremberg. I'm sure the U.S. was running the show there.
Yeah, but...
Well, I'm sure we had to be an imperialistic nation because of the New World Order freaks. I'm sure we did.
Yeah, U.S., Great Britain, France, and the Soviet Union seem to be running it, which really means the U.S. was running it.
I think any of these imperialistic courts of justices in Europe and the World Court and certainly the UN, they're all tainted. They are all liberal. They're all leftist organizations. There is a very... I don't think there's anything that is conservative or that's anything that holds any kind of a conservative viewpoint anymore. Certainly, we're not. So what does that mean? Europe has always been tainted. Europe has been tainted for many years, and I think it's even more so. Jen and I were just in England, and we got it's very beautiful. It's very nice. The people are wonderful, but I didn't get involved in any conversations politically, but I know it's very liberal. But what am I trying to say? I don't know. I think all of Europe is gone. It's lost, and I think we're close to that too. WX2T.
Well, if you go down the wrong street in London, Rick, you'll be under Sharia law.
I know.
Okay, the unarmed London police don't even go in there.
Oh, including here in America. Wake up, smell the roses. They're attacking our sovereignty.
I know. It's scary. And most people they have no clue. They just don't. And Mike, I was watching that video from 4 years ago, and I was saying, "Oh my God, that was 4 years ago," and we were calling this, and we were saying, that Trump pretty much at that point was going to sweep it, and he didn't. And we were holding out hope, and we were basically saying the same things back then as we are now. So I wonder how is that going to transform itself?
Well, the election fraud is proving out. I forget what state. They just proved they had 600,000 illicit votes. And they lost a whole bunch of other ballots, and those were Trump votes. So Trump did win. He did really well. But they cheated. That's the only way communists win, by cheating.
321,000 missing ballot images in Fulton County. And 40 over, Mike.
I know.
81 million votes Maya.
Gentlemen, I know what you're saying. I agree with you wholeheartedly, but what have we done? What are we doing? What are we going to do? What is the RNC? RNC is a weak sister organization. Who's in charge? What the hell is going on? And how are they going to prevent this from happening again? That's my question.
See, there is no RNC and there is no DNC. They're all the same. And the ones that they call troublemakers, Gates, Marjorie Taylor Greene, the handful, those are the only patriots in Congress, okay? Harry will tell you, our local guy here, Nick LaLota, first State of the Union, he trips over himself running through the seats to go shake Biden's hand, okay? They're all the same. There's one party, and they're the scumbag party. And you got a few outliers that are actually trying to do the right thing. That's my opinion. KB2 UKA.
Not only 535 in D.C.
He doesn't even
525 got to be hung for treason.
Represents.
You guys doubled. Go ahead, Harry.
LaLota is a carpetbagger. He doesn't live in the district that he represents.
Who is that, Harry?
That's my governor. My
That's
governor's
our
from
congressman.
Massachusetts, and he's a communist.
What's his name?
Marxist Murphy.
Nick LaLota.
Okay, Nick LaLota. Okay, thank you.
So Harry, his campaign headquarters is in Huntington, in one of the historical houses. He's renting a historical house as his campaign headquarters in Huntington Village. Where's he live?
He lives in, I think, in Nassau County. I could look it up, but I know he doesn't live in District 1.
Wow, I didn't know that. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. The only thing out of this guy's mouth while the world is burning down is, I'm going to fight for salt for Long Islanders. That's when we. Oh, remember Jim Jordan? He wouldn't vote for Jim Jordan because Jim Jordan didn't support overturning SALT.
I called his office a few times, and each time I spoke to a kid, 19 years old was one time, 21 years old was another time, and it was like talking to the wall. You know, they don't know anything about him. They don't know anything about his platform, what he represents, nothing. You can't talk to anybody. I say, is there anybody there that I can talk to that knows anything about this guy and his platform? No, I'm sorry. There's nobody here that you can talk to. You know, and the other thing, the way I found that out, Doug, was that he doesn't live in the district. Is I read through the comments on his X page. And there's a lot of people that are fed up with the guy and disgusted with him.
Yeah. Mikey, hold on. So SALT, I think actually, in New York State, and especially Long Island, we pay very high property taxes. My taxes are $22,000 a year. I can only deduct $10,000 off my income tax. I can only deduct $10,000 of my property taxes off my income tax. Okay? Years ago, you could deduct all of it. And this is, I got this, we've got this guy not voting for conservatives because conservatives are the ones who got rid of it. And because it's all the liberal elites on the coastal states that have high property taxes. I don't give a crap. It's not going to make that big of a dent anyway. I would have much rather have had this guy vote for Jim Jordan than come back to us and say, I couldn't do it with a good conscience because he doesn't want to overturn SALT.
I got a fundraising letter from him about a month ago, and right on the top line of the insert page, he says, "Help me defeat Democrats. Please respond with a donation today." You know what I sent back to him? I sent back to him, if you want to defeat Democrats,
I agree, 10,000 cap.
Against Democrats, Nick. No money until then.
And I got a horse in the race. My taxes are north of $10,000.
Yeah, mine have always been. In my last house, they were 12. Now I got more property now. It is what it is. I chose to live here. That's it. I got to pay the damn taxes. I'm not expecting to get a write-off on my return. I'll take the $10,000 and I'm happy. Go save the world. Don't worry about the taxes, because all his rich friends that threw him parties in their backyards, and I know a lot of them, okay, they all want their tax break.
No, here's the sickening part. You ready for this? You sitting?
Oh, yeah, I'm sitting.
When I bought this house, the taxes were less than $2,000 a year.
And how many years you been there?
40-something.
Yeah. Well, I just got these grieved. So I moved in a year ago. They were 22. I got them down to 18. And I got to pay the attorney, actually.
Hey, gentlemen.
How much land do you have?
1.25.
Gentlemen.
You have a swimming pool?
I got a in-ground pool.
Boy, you guys are.
All right, so yeah, I can understand where your taxes and how many square foot is your house?
3,700, and with the basement 4,900.
Oh, are they taxing you for the basement too? I guess it's finished, huh?
I'm just saying, I got the live stream going. There's over 1,000 feet in the basement. But if this house was in Nassau County, okay, the taxes would be $40,000 a year.
Yeah, 22. That's hefty. Yeah, but I feel for you, man. That's a lot of cake.
It is. I just paid it on Friday, May 31st. The second half of the year was due.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, someday you'll be able to get the senior freeze.
But someday I'm going to get it all back in Social Security, right? $3,800 a month.
You're going to be rich.
Keep your fingers crossed.
Do you know what that Social Security deduction would be worth for the entire, everybody that gets that sucked out of their pay? If that money just went into an S&P 500 index fund for all the years they worked, do you know how much more money they'd have?
I tried to do that when I was a young kid, and I just started working. It's not allowed.
Well, I'm saying even if every paycheck you put in $20, $30, $50, whatever they're sucking out for the Social Security tax, instead of it going to the government, they open an account for everybody in their own name, and that money goes into an S&P 500 index fund. You'd have 10 times the amount of money you're going to suck out of Social Security in your lifetime.
No, in the market they'll steal it off you. Believe me.
Yeah, but if you take any rolling 20-year period, any one, Mike, you throw a dart at a calendar and then look 20 years later, Without dividends, the average return in the S&P is about 9% annualized. Okay? The best 20 years, if you were lucky and you started on the first day of the best 20 years, you got 18% a year average return annualized. And the worst 20 years, if you had bad luck, you still got 6.62% every year for 20 years on average. So even if you get the worst return that it's ever given over a 20-year period, which is about 6.5, that Social Security money would still be worth more for you than what you're getting in a monthly check from the government.
Hey, listen, can we agree on one thing? These corporations, they're technically they're commodities, right? They're a physical thing that you own, right?
Well, the corporation itself is technically a person, right? It's an entity. It's a person. It's treated as a person. But yes, the shares are your own. If you own the shares, you own the corporation.
But it's denominated in dollars. You're not taking inflation into account. Listen, I got to run. I just got the dinner bell. But we will continue this conversation at a later time. N2LY.
73 Mike, enjoy dinner. KB2 UKA.
WX2T.
73.
I've had a pretty good rate of return through the all the anomalies that we've had recently. I can't complain. We go up and we go down. We had a bad market the past week and the past 2 weeks, but overall, you look at it annually, and if you're with a good broker, and I don't know, it just I can't complain.
Well, you can't complain now, right? The last 18 months have been phenomenal. The damn thing just keeps going up. Even when it goes down, it goes up double the next day. Like it just there's no rhyme or reason for it. Okay. But like in 22, you felt it because in 22, equities are down and bonds are down, the most they've ever been down. So if all your fixed income is down and your equities are down, but it's made it back and then some in the last 18 months. Listen, the whole market's waiting for a rate cut, right? They can't wait for this rate cut. Mark my word. Okay, today is June 3rd. It's almost 8 p.m. Eastern time. The day they do the rate cut, the next day, the market's going to enter correction territory, okay? Because once they actually cut the rate, that's an admittance that something's wrong, that they've got to free up money. So while the market wants a rate cut, yeah, you'll get a little spike in mortgages, meaning people will be able to get mortgages again. You'll get a little spike in home sales. You might get a spike in some refis, but the equity markets, they're going to correct 10 to 15% after the rate cut.
Yeah, and you know why that is. Of course, you know why that is. It's all politically motivated.
Right, you're going to get a rate cut in September. That's when you're going to get it, okay? Just like Biden's going to sign. I didn't even watch the news for the last 4 hours. He may have done it. I don't know. He's going to sign an executive order now to close the border, but only after 4,000 people come in a day. It gets closed on the 4,001st one. When that one over, he's going to shut the border down for the day. It's time to do something, he said.
Yeah. And you know, if and you know that Trump will pick up on that. He's not an idiot, and his time, his whole team, they're not idiots. They're going to pick up on this, and they're going to realize that obviously we can certainly counter this. It's really embarrassing because Biden and his team, they react. They're not on the offensive. They're always on the defensive. They really are, and it's pitiful. But you can almost react to what they're going to react with. It's predictable. It really is, and it's not funny. It's not hilarious. It's pitiful. But I don't know. As pitiful as they seem, as pitifully as they react to what's going on, and what's happening with Trump and so on and so forth, even if Trump comes out stellar and he comes out smelling roses, I still don't have a very, very good feeling as to what's going to happen in the long run. I'm a doubting Thomas, as they say. I think the Dems are much more conniving and sinister and demeaning and controlling, and I don't know. I think they're gonna. I hope and pray that they don't, but I wouldn't bet on it. I think they stand a pretty good chance of pulling it out and lying and cheating and steering and whatever the hell they have to do to win the election, just like they did last time.
Yeah, Rick. Also, here's. Let's say he actually pulls this off, and they don't cheat, and you see the landslide victory. Okay. Hopefully, with that comes, Republicans taking the House and the Senate. If that happens, I think we'll have a harmonious 4 years. If Trump wins and the House and the Senate go fully blue, because that could happen too, right? Maybe they cheat just there. Who the hell knows? Or if it just stays equal like it is now. They are going to do they are going to work their butts off, okay, to try to expel him from the presidency, just like they did for the first 4 years. The impeachment hearings are going to start the day of the inauguration, if there's not a red sweep in the House and the Senate. They're going to try to pass. Well, they can't pass the law because he'll be president, but they're going to try to pass law that a convicted felon cannot sit in the White House. They're going to do whatever he's going to get a lot done, but he's not going to get as much done as he'd want to. What I'm trying to say is, not only does he have to win, we need the House and the Senate also.
Doug, you still copy? Excuse me, I was waiting for somebody else to jump in there.
Oh, yeah, I copied. Did you hear me?
Oh, God, you're 15 to 20 over.
All right, good. Harry, you still in there?
Oh, yeah.
Harry, what's happening out there on Montauk, God's country? We're literally just across the south.
Yeah, Rick, the summer people are here.
I love his audio.
We got to deal
his
with
audio
that.
sounds great.
That's not always a pleasurable thing, but, you just deal with it until, September, October, and then we get the place back to ourselves again. We went shopping today up in Bridgehampton, which is about 30 miles west of here, and, you could tell in the supermarket, who the summer people are, obviously. So, other than that, it's the same old. It's beautiful. The weather was rather warm today. We hit a nursery, too, which is always nice. I like bringing my wife to the nurseries. I got accounts in, the wholesale places. So, we get the right price on all of our plants and flowers and shrubs and stuff like that. So that saves a lot, And, what else could I say? Life is good. Life is good. How about there? How you been? What's going on up there in Rogues Island?
Yeah, not a hell of a lot. I'm retired and I'm scaling down. I just had my 70th birthday party. Not that it was a hell of a lot of a party, and I didn't want it to be low scale guy. No, I don't like a hell of a lot of hoopla. But anyhow, by the way, you were over 20. You were on a very, very scale low. You were 25 over on the Yaesu FTDX 101D here. So, and that's an exemplary. Really, it was unbelievable. I was looking at it, Harry. So, hats off to you. So, yeah, not a hell of a lot going on. I sold my boat. I sold the Robalo about 3 months ago. I've got a little sailboat. I'm just doing a little fishing and right off the bay here, right off my seawall here. Just I don't know. It just I want to keep things simple, stupid. The KISS principle. I'm sick and tired of maintaining things and boats and other stuff that gets too involved, and I have to get involved with marinas or contractors and so on and so forth. I'm tired of it. The season, Harry, as you well know, in Montauk too, it's the same thing. Literally, as far as I'm concerned, quite frankly, and it's largely dependent on how dependent you are on contractors, but literally, you got 4 months, maybe 4.5, five at the most, out on the water. And if you're on a mooring, you have to keep pulling the boat, scrape the barnacles down. It's a pain in the ass. It really is. And I'm sick and tired of doing it. And my wife and I are a little bit. It's a long story. The freeboard of the boat, getting in and out of the dinghy, the pram, onto the boat, and if it's a rough sea, our boat is way the hell out on the mooring. It's a pain in the ass, and I don't know. We both just kind of said, let's sell the damn boat. And I got a little sailing boat and a dinghy that I can hang an outboard on it. I can row the damn thing and keep close to the shoreline, and that's what I'm doing. So anyhow, that's it. WX2T.
Well, Rick, first off, belated happy birthdays and congratulations on the 70th. I wish you many more happy and healthy birthdays. Boating, yeah, well, it can be a pain in the ass. I fully understand that. And you are on a rather large body of water there that I'm aware of. You might be tucked in behind an island or something, but that's still a big and fairly deep body of water too. You have a Quonset Point, I believe, not too far from your QTH. And there's some major ships that come in there. So, I can understand you.
Dave, Virginia, KE4S.
And I was able to walk out to it and, climb up the swim ladder. The swim platform ladder. It drops down, and then get on board, or just unclip it from the outer mooring and walk.
Station, frequencies in use on 3844. Please QSY. This is KB2 UKA.
Barring a storm comes up the coast, you gotta, beg, borrow, and steal up at the marina to get the boat out of the water, fighting with everything else going on up there. And of course, their customers always come first. So, we don't have a launching ramp on this side of the lake, so I'd have to go around the other side and contend with everybody over there trying to get out of the water. So I'm currently boatless now, going into my, fourth season, and I don't miss having a boat of my own. I have friends with boats, so I always go out with somebody else. And one guy is, and I go out regularly. He's bringing up his 41-foot center console. It's on the island now, and it'll be in Montauk soon. So look forward to trying out that boat. It's really rigged up for fishing. He had it down in Florida and had to transport it up here for the summer. So, all right. Well, good luck with your sailboat. And I'm sure you'll have fun with that. I have a 16-foot Hobie Cat that I haven't been on for a few years because of a torn rotator cuff, but I think I might be able to work the lines and all of that this year, so I just need to get a trampoline for it. Anyway, enough of that. I'll turn it over to Doug. I know he's out there, so KB2 UKA, W2QAQ in the group here.
All right, Roger. Well, good timing, because I'm going to back out of here. Also, when you were transmitting, there's a guy calling CQ on 3845. I had to go up there and tell him that the frequency's in use. Like, he can't hear us. He moved. He didn't acknowledge. He just moved. But really good QSO, guys. I hope you have a great Tuesday. I got to go. I got to get this house ready for bed. So 73 Harry, 73 Rick, great QSO. You guys have a good night. KB2 UKA. Go ahead, Harry.
All right. Good night, Doug. Good QSO. Look forward to talking to you next time. Have a good night, man.
All right. 73, Doug. Always a pleasure. You sound great. WX2T, and I think, Harry, I'm going to go QRT too. It's almost 8:15, and I don't know what the hell else I have to say. Anything I would say above and beyond what I've already said is going to be dribble, and it's going to be repetitive and reiterative, and I don't know. Man, since I talked to you last, which was a long time ago, a hell of a lot has been said.
All right, Steve, take care. Good night, guys.
Done.